Hey, Stay, how's it going?
Hiya, pretty good. Enjoying a nice London evening as usual. How about you?
Yeah, just it's finally kind of starting to change from summer to fall here, so we're planning on uh, like going on some hikes, seeing some fall colors and things like that.
Mm,
So that'll be
nice.
nice.
Yeah. The trees have begun to lose their leaves over here as well. There's a nice park in the back of a church right next to me, and they have these huge ginkgo trees. The one with the nice leaf, and I think in November they all go very yellow and they make like carpet of yellow leaves underneath. So yeah, looking
Nice.
forward to that. Yeah. Do you got like places that are like uh, very good to visit in autumn, like hikes and that stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of one thing that's really neat about Salt Lake is that there's like a series of canyons up the mountains where the rivers are flowing down, and so there's like a canyon that was built up. And as the canyons get lower and lower in elevation, that changes like when the leaves change. So like one canyon will be ready and like in its like prime state one week, and then the next week it'll be the next canyon, then the next week it'll be the next canyon. So even if you miss one or two of them, you can like you can kind of zone in on like where in the fall season it is based on like which canyons currently like at peak fall colors.
Wow. Yeah, that
Yep.
sounds amazing. Yeah, I love, when you have this kind of like, I don't know if it's like temperate or however you call it. It's not like fir trees and that kind of stuff because there are mountains only with fir trees and those are green all the time. But I love, when there's that like separation. And if you have like separation depending on, what time in fall is, yeah, that sounds. I've been looking at pictures of like the hikes in Salt Lake, and they look amazing. I mean, they're like, wow.
Yeah, there are a couple that like are some of my favorites. The only problem is like some of our favorite ones are some of the hardest ones to get to too. So it's like might be up for driving like 2 hours or something just to get
Okay,
to them.
yeah, that's a lot. I was about to ask like how far are they, but yeah, 2 hours is quite a lot.
Yeah,
But I mean, well, if you think about it, yeah. I don't
yeah,
have any mountains in the UK, so usually people over here have to go to France for that. So
yeah. Same. I mean, I grew up in Florida, and Florida's high point is I think like 100 meters above sea level. it's it would make like a author's seat in Edinburgh look like a mountain.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's not a mountain either. So
Well,
nice.
aside from that, what have you been up to this week for fun?
Well, not much. I visited Barrow again. It's very nice to visit in fall and had a bunch of those huge oysters. And there's a place that does those bows, the buns, the steamed buns with
Mm.
a bunch of stuff in them. So we went with the baby over there and had the stroll and got some of those. And we had my wife's parents visiting, so kind of relieved a bit of our parental duties, which was pretty good. So yeah, other than
Nice.
that, yeah,
Do you
just sitting around the house. Yeah,
do you like mushrooms?
uh, to eat or like the concept of mushrooms.
Mostly to eat, like with some butter, salt, like
Oh
that kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah. I love mushrooms. Yeah.
Because that was one of the things that stood out the last time we were at Borough Market. Like one of the mushroom vendors that just like it's basically just mushrooms, butter, and salt, and I was like, okay, this is delicious.
Okay, I haven't seen the mushrooms actually. Okay, you've given me like a mission. Was it maybe it was like inside the market because the market when we go there it's so crowded that it's packed. and we
Mm,
were with the stroller. It's hard to get around. So the places I told you about are kind of like on the edges. If this was inside, yeah, there's so much stuff that's opened there lately as well.
really
So
nice.
yeah, but I gotta go find the mushrooms. Yeah, I really like mushrooms.
Nice.
The concept of mushrooms as well. They're kind of scary though. I mean,
Yeah, I've never like picked mushrooms like that. That's where I draw the line between like safe and I will trust an expert who knows mushrooms and buy them from a store.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't need that level of risk.
Uh-huh. Yeah, me neither. I mean, yeah, those are dangerous. I mean, yeah, they're kind of alien as well. I saw that mushroom documentary on Netflix, and yeah, pretty scary stuff. I mean, I don't know what's up with them, but yeah.
There's a good documentary on that was at Sundance like a year or two ago called Truffle Hunters, and it's really about like these groups of or individual, mostly men in Italy who like have their dogs and they just like go hiking in the outskirts in their secret spots in Italy and hunting truffles and the whole like underground process that these truffles get from these like old guys wandering the woods to five-star restaurants.
Wow. Okay, I'll have to check that out because it sounds amazing. Old Italian guys searching for truffles. I heard those are pretty like expensive. Like one of them sold for like 2 million or something at some point.
Jeez. Wow.
It was like a huge truffle. I think it was like the biggest truffle ever. But yeah.
Man.
Oh, and they didn't sell it. They actually ate it. I think they ate it.
Jeez.
Yeah, Italian tradition, I guess. Yeah, yeah. How about you? What have you been up to?
Um we my wife and I started playing the new Baldur's Gate 3 game, which has been fun. Uh I've never played a Baldur's Gate game. I've only played like a couple games of D&D with friends, but it feels like D&D online or D&D as like a local campaign that you can do without any online component in a very like I don't know, just a really well done way. Like I'm only 5 hours in, but I'm like super impressed with it so far. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I heard very good stuff about it. It's like the character customization that I've seen on the internet is crazy. I mean, for that alone, yeah. I don't know if it's on PS5 or where do you play it?
I'm playing it on a Mac. It's on Steam.
Okay.
I think it's Steam, Windows, Steam, Mac, and PS5.
Okay, so they got the one for Mac as well. Okay,
Yeah,
that's good to know.
I was pretty amazed they had a Mac
Yes,
version. Like
yeah, exactly. I mean, what game does that?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out then.
I don't know if there's cross-platform play between like Mac and PC or Mac and
Mm.
PS5, but I
Ah,
I have a feeling there is. Yeah, but yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
been
pretty
fun.
good.
It's kind of like, do you ever start doing something for fun and you realize like, oh, this is definitely going to impact my productivity on some other things.
Yeah, lots of things, unfortunately. So, yeah, from that point of view, I might like think twice before downloading it. Ah, crap.
I
Uh,
I'm
yeah.
glad it's not an MMORPG though, so there's an actual like storyline and ending, unlike
Okay.
MMORPGs, which kind of can go on forever. So I do appreciate
Okay,
that
that's good.
aspect.
Yeah, that's slightly better.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll probably be doing that most evenings nowadays until I make it
Yeah,
through.
that sounds good. Can it? I mean, you can do multiplayer, right? How does that work?
Yeah, the from what I can see, there's there's like when you start the campaign mode, it's kind of like Skyrim or something where you create your local save and it's dedicated to just you. It's 100% your
Mm.
game, no other players. You can't invite anyone else. It's just you're playing a single person game all the way through. If you start a multiplayer game, I think you have to start it with the people in mind. You might be able to invite other people later. I'm not sure,
Okay.
but then you're starting just a new save that other people are in, and everyone creates their characters together, and then they start from the very beginning together, kind of like
Wow.
creating a D&D campaign, and everyone's starting at the beginning.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah,
So
I heard they really nailed it with that one. I mean, I've seen that. It's like so highly rated
mhm,
amongst like really serious players. So
yeah,
yeah, I've never played Baldur's Gate either, but
same.
yeah.
Did you ever play Diablo 2 or
Yeah,
Diablo?
I did.
It's
Yeah, I wasn't like that big into it. My brother was, but yeah, I know what it's about.
it kind of feels like Diablo 2 combined with Skyrim, but then with a like a battle system where it's not like an active battle where it's like click 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 click, but it's like it pauses at decision making moments and then everyone has a turn to go. And so because of that
Okay.
battle system, it's completely different in like once you get into battle. But the rest of the game feels like Skyrim or something.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely like that. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think last week was mostly just fixing random hardcover bugs and kind of just working on improving the stability of the app. And I think that we've put out so much stuff lately. It's kind of like rewinding and taking time to polish and um, yeah, just make it a more refined app so people don't have those like quirky moments as often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen lately the bugs have been less. I mean, they've been smaller bugs, which is good. We haven't had like the huge ones, so that's good news. And even the feedback, it's for like progressively smaller stuff, which is a good indication that there's no big stuff that we aren't taking care of. So yeah, but then again, yeah, lots of polish to do. But this mm, from what I've been like using the app a lot to like save and browse books, and yeah, it's really nice.
Nice. Yeah. Whenever I use it nowadays and I'm like browsing the like my friends feed or the all people everyone's feed, I've been adding more and more books because of it. So it's been
Mhm.
doing its job.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's good. And yeah, what's good as well is that we're planning a huge major update in parallel with doing that. Uh, what do today should do you think it's good? So we have two major things that we're working on. One which is smaller, and one which is bigger in magnitude, I guess. The bigger one is obviously discussions, which we have been mentioning in Hardcover Live for a while. And the other one was your idea, Adam, which I think is great. And the first like designs went really well, which is the hardcover year in books. Uh, and that's basically an overview of what happened in 2003 in the world of books on hardcover and in the publishing industry. And we're working to do like a huge sum up of all the things that are like on our network and off our network, like uh, trends and stuff we've been seeing from the book industry, and that's really exciting. I was wondering, what should we talk about today? Would it be like either of these things? What do you think would be like more interesting? What do you have in mind?
Um, Maybe I don't know. I mean, we could continue on with discussions and kind of see where things have gone so far since the last time we chatted.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling just looking at it again now with some fresh eyes might be nice. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, that's really good. Uh, I did some updates, so I'm just gonna share my screen and show what we've been cooking. So um, this is the prototype for discussions. As you can see, lots of stuff going on here. These are the things we are showing to the people we're talking to, and we're trying to get as much feedback as possible to see like if everything we've done here makes sense. Um, and For I think this iteration, I really liked the updates you made on the prototype, Adam. You've added like stuff like this, which makes it a bit more clear. And this is a really good idea. Instead of having like a button somewhere, I think just having this row makes it way clearer how you can start any discussions. And I've been doing these sort by and filter uh, popovers, and maybe we can talk about these and a few other updates I did on this the new discussion page. So this is how it would feel when you are submitting a new discussion, and of course these wouldn't pop up at the same time, but this is like the behavior we want from what you can do while you're writing a post, and how it would look like with replies. I've done a few changes that are similar to what you did, Adam, on the other prototypes over here. And I've gotten some real content from uh, Reddit slash our books, so we can actually use that.
Nice.
So these would be like real discussions. Yeah, the replies aren't like tied to that, but yeah, we can even make the replies uh, exactly like the replies to a real discussion.
Yeah,
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 so making progress.
yeah. There's and yeah, this I feel like this is like that first good flow that if we can get it right for like book discussions, then we can kind of leverage this for everywhere else discussions live across the site. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely the
Yeah,
most important case.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is like the backbone, like the main flow. I also got some recent feedback from someone who was asking if they could comment on a list. So you'd see like a list and you would
Mm,
just say, this is cool. And they didn't even, I don't think they knew about the fact that we're working on discussions. So it was really surprising that, they actually said it out of the blue. It
yeah.
was just on Discord. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're actually working on this. And it would actually be a great idea to put replies if you want them active on a list. So when you create a list or a prompt, well, maybe not a prompt, but a list, it would be nice to have people comment on the list if you allow that. What do you think about that? Would that be something that we can use replies for? I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I could see us using the same reply mechanism for having replies for a list, prompts, an activity in your feed. Um, I'm kind of split on if we should do it for reviews or not because I feel like reviews with comments kind of could get into like authors replying to reviewers, and I know that makes for a kind of awkward um, place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like
Yeah.
discussions are the
Mm-hmm.
place for authors to go, not the reviews.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, on the other side, I mean, I think that risk, at least for us at this point, is pretty minimal. Um, what would you say, like, is worrying you about like that case in particular. I know there were some incidents on Goodreads, for example, when authors replied, or the other way around, reviewers replied to authors, and it kind of got awkward because you were like suddenly aware that the author might be like reading your review, and they might like, I don't know, call you out or reply, which yeah, is a bit uncomfortable. But what is that? What you are thinking with not allowing replies for reviews?
Yeah, it's a combination of that plus like if if you're trying to like decide what book to read and there are like a couple reviews and you're looking through those reviews and then each one of them has like 20, 30 comments, that like just multiplies the amount you have to read to understand the context of each comment or each review. So it makes it
Mm-hmm.
uh but um one thing that I noticed Letterbox does is they allow um your friends to comment on your reviews, and that's it. So it's not a public
Okay.
thing. It's a friends only is the only like the level, which was an interesting way of doing it because then you get to decide what comments get to live and which ones get deleted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really interesting. I'm wondering, I mean, we will have those controls for posts in general as well, right? So you can, for a post, decide if you want no one to reply to it, if you want your friends to reply to it, or if you want the whole world to reply to it. So I'm wondering if, because I can see like also the other side of this, where it could be actually really fun and interesting to discuss someone's review. So if it would be the official review, uh, there could be many like discussions sparked by that review. Uh, so yeah, I'm guessing if you'd default it to only allowing friends to apply to reply to reviews, but actually make it so that you can change that setting. So when you post a review, you'd be able to from here we'd basically have this, and you'd have friends, but you could post the review so everyone can comment on it. So it would be like your decision. What would you think about that? What would be like the dangers of that?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to figure out like two things. One of them is like privacy settings for discussions, and
Hmm.
if having privacy settings for discussions makes sense, or if every discussion should be a public discussion. Because I'm thinking like if you have a friends only discussion, like right now, most people only have a handful of friends. And so those
Hmm.
people, like for their friends to see the book, for them to uh, like even see your discussion that you've created, it feels like it's lowering that chance of having any kind of engagement in the discussion and making it more of a post than a collaboration. Um,
Hmm.
so
I'm
yeah,
guessing though that some people might want that. I mean, uh, I think the feedback we got from lots of readers was that they were pretty private. So uh, maybe we can ask about privacy like separately to see if it's a thing.
yeah.
Um,
Because so far,
I mean, right now, most, yeah.
yeah, so far none of the people I've like taken through the prototype have commented on this everyone button. Like when I've asked about like this page and questions about it, things I would use, no one said like I want to make this post private or things like that. So I think right now, like I'm trying to think of a good use case for someone who would want to make a private post, and it seems like the private post would be for someone who's like a power user on hardcover, and they know their friends are also reading this book on hardcover.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that would be like three levels. It would be like either completely public in your network or no one at all. I'm guessing like some people might want to post like they're posting on a blog. So for those people, maybe not allowing comments would be uh, like thing they would uh, require for, and not having that option might make them say, okay, I won't post here because anyone or like my friends can reply. So it's either they don't make a network on hardcover or they have everyone reply to their post. So um, I'd maybe ask specifically about that just for us to see if it's like an issue.
yeah, yeah, and the other side of it is a lot of people that would like use discussions are like 95% lurkers, 5% posters. And so
Uh-huh.
for that like lurker persona who's mostly just reading and maybe commenting but not really making new posts except rarely, I could see them not really using the different degrees of um, public friends only. They just want to read stuff and comment on it. So it'd be mostly that like small set of people who are creating posts. How can we set those people that are creating posts up for success, and what do they want? And
Mm-hmm.
so far I haven't hit on too many interviews with people who are like, oh, I want to create posts all the time. So if we get someone like that in an
Yeah.
interview, we need to really dig into like their public, private, friends only wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really funny because the last interview I had was with someone who liked discussions because they do that with their friends, like over coffee, over chats, not in a book club, just like specifically like meeting to talk about books. And yeah, I'm wondering, whether like that level of privacy would be important. So maybe we could add like a question in there because yeah, just like uh, if you'd post something to hardcover, would it make sense to have this different degrees of separation between, yeah, how private you'd want a discussion? But yeah, I agree. I mean, we should be encouraging everyone to post publicly. I mean, and be nice.
Yeah, and I'm thinking if like on this book discussions page, like if someone were to see this page and like everything on here um, is a discussion that they can't respond to, that would kind of drive
Mm-hmm.
me away from the discussions forum, because like this isn't a forum. This is uh, a posting board that people are just throwing stuff on for other people to see. It's not a it's not a two
Yeah,
way
that's true.
conversation.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So maybe just like remove this for now, and uh, if at some point we need to implement it, yeah, I'm guessing we can do that, right?
Yeah, and I'll probably like even in the code, I'll probably like still add that setting for public, private, and friends only,
Hmm.
and I'll just default everything
Okay,
to public that's kind of being created in the system, and then in the future we could add like an option for friends only.
yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So for the sorting and filters, what do you think about these? So for sorting, I just added the options, or some of the options actually that we talked about over here. So we have new posts, we have hot, which would be like a combination of I'm guessing
Probably new
uh
age, likes, and comments.
yeah, exactly. So it would be like these three things. Yeah, new, most liked, and most commented on. Um then I also put in reader match score, but are we gonna have that?
Yeah, I mean we have. Yeah, it's like the OP match score, right? Like this is the person who
Mm-hmm.
created the post, their match score.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Uh-huh.
that wouldn't be easy to sort by,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so maybe
but
this goes
maybe
up.
maybe that option becomes um like most recent comment or something, because it's like, because new I see is like
Okay,
the post was created.
I just added as that. What do you think? Like recent comments. Recent
Yeah.
comments like this. And it could be like, let's see, recent. Well, I think that helps us.
Hmm.
Uh,
Time
Timer.
or
Yeah.
clock. Oh yeah, clock.
Recent comments. Yeah, clock or timer. Timer would work better. Alarm clock, or
Mm, I think
I'm
I
just
think
gonna put an alarm or stopwatch.
clock sounds good to me.
Clock. Okay, let's
Yeah. Well,
just do
any
clock.
of the clock at different dates. It's funny if there's
Oh
an
yeah,
icon for like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
yeah, exactly. I didn't really understand why, but I'm guessing some
Maybe.
people like who were just, oh god, I don't want it to show like, what is this, like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I really want something showing like something else. Yeah, look at this. Okay, well, this will do. It's 4 o'clock in our world. 4 o'clock.
Cool.
This is a good hour. Yeah. Do you think
Yeah.
there's like anything else in here that would go in this dialogue?
Um. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that that covers everything I can think of for sorting options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over here under new, we had these, but I'm guessing like for usability purposes, this would be like easier to understand. So you have most like, most comments, and then recent comments, which is kind of like, yeah, a combination of,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess one way we could do it is like almost like group the time one the time ones if we wanted to, like with the little like horizontal bar, almost like, I don't know.
Oh
That's
yeah.
probably
Okay.
overkill
Yeah.
for something this small though.
Yeah. No, that's actually good. Yeah. Well, that should sort it, right?
Yeah.
I think there's, what other way to sort it is there? Yeah, I think we've covered pretty much everything.
I don't know if we need this here, but it kind of separates discussion from
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
go
That's
either way though.
actually good. Yeah. No, I added the nest, so they're nicely stacked, so it's like a pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, designer stuff. Uh, and for the filters, this is like my first thinking around them. So I did their filter by keyword, and then I put toggles for everything else. So if you want to include spoilers, you can. If you want to show links, you can show links. uh, if you want post with images, you can do that. And I was thinking this could be like active by default, and you could disable them. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I'm down for that. And I think maybe if we do this, we could move show mentions just into here.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. So it would actually have, oh yeah, mentions. What's a good uh, mention? Oh, okay. That doesn't help. User. What would be like a good icon for mentions? Can this, is this Mando? Oh yes, Mando.
I know there's like a, yeah, like the quote one. I mean, the quotes one kind of seems like mentions in a way too, but I don't want to get that confused.
Yeah, yeah. So if we do quotes, there are different different quotes. Oh, maybe we can do like the message quote or comment quote. Let's see. So quotes are like this. What do you think?
Yeah,
Hmm?
yeah. I think that's good.
Yeah. We can change it later. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're similar but different at the same time. So yeah, I was thinking this could be like all active, and then maybe it records like your preferences and saves them for like most discussions. So uh, if you'd wanna like not see posts with images, you could just disable that, or if you wanna only see links, you can disable everything else. And if it's a toggle, I'm guessing it's like very easy because you just go tuk 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 and you like filter through everything.
yeah. And I'm thinking this like filter by um, keyword part. So the idea is that that would search within the content of the original
The
post, but
post, yeah.
not like the comments itself, right?
I guess so, yeah. That'd be easier.
That would be the easiest.
So
Yeah.
if you wanna, yeah, if you wanna, what would I mean? This is not a huge use case. I can't imagine like someone searching for uh, what would you search for example, for Cersei. Uh, mm,
You could search for like Odysseus
maybe.
and
Okay, yeah, characters. Yeah, characters would be.
or places. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Events in the storyline, abilities.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So that would actually make sense to have the keywords.
Yeah. I feel like the search side of this will could potentially like go into our actual search if we wanted to like you know send all of our discussions and comments to Algolia and be able to search through there as well. Because this search,
Yeah.
I think this search by itself, um, it would scale for a limited
Mm-hmm.
time, and then we would
Yeah.
need to switch it to using something like Algolia.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So maybe it would make much more sense to actually just have these.
This would be
And
a better place to start, I think. Yeah,
okay, yeah. And if you want to just search for like a keyword or a character, you could just use the quick search and it would display the discussions
yeah, and we
at
might be
some
able
point,
to
like
do
not at first.
yeah, and we could probably do something kind of like Reddit does, relatively easy, where it's like search within this book. So it's like
Okay, yeah, okay.
so
Yeah.
it's only searching for discussions tied to this book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
And
actually really good. Would you see that in the main search, or would you see that in a duplicate search over here? I'm guessing in the main search would be like, okay. So if you're on this
um,
page and you just click quick search, you have one of those things inside the search that says you're searching in like this book's discussions or
yeah,
stuff about this book.
and you could like remove that filter if you wanted from the search, and it would search by everyone.
Hmm.
But otherwise, it searches
Yeah,
within this book.
sounds good. So should we just leave it like that?
Yeah, I think
These
this is
are
good for
nice and
now.
clean.
I I do think maybe filter. We could probably do something better than filter with the filter icon. I feel like this is very like
Yeah,
tools focused, but I'm not
yeah,
sure like
exactly. Uh,
what the alternative would be that would be better. It's like
yeah. Um, a good question. Did anybody invent another word for filter? So what you're doing here is filtering out
it's like
things. Yeah,
include, but I mean include's not
yeah,
great either. But
yeah.
uh,
And the maybe we can make it clear with the icon. So
let me see if I can change the icon now. I just did some updates and with the font you sent me.
okay,
Let's see.
yeah. Let's see.
Um,
With the duotone one, you actually have to write it twice. So you have to have this hashtag, and I usually do this I, and then I copy paste it and like this.
okay. So let me get an actual icon name.
Yeah, let's
Uh,
see.
um,
Include. Okay, that wasn't really helpful. Um,
how about okay, here's a one option. So it's like you just type the name and then you hit hashtag at the end of it, pound at the end of it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ah, here we go. You got it.
Okay, let me try that one
Nice.
without
Yeah.
this.
That.
Yeah. Hey, finally, I think part of it was that I was using the web app for like the website for um
For Figma.
yeah, for Figma, and that was causing a lot of errors. But as soon as I downloaded the actual app, it worked like immediately.
Okay, that's good to know. I ran into so much trouble with fonts in general. I think they have like a they had a hard time sorting that out, but yeah, now it's working pretty good. 10%. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me just yeah. The first one has to have like one hashtag. The second one has to have two hashtags. So
Oh,
here we go.
okay.
Yeah, it's just for the duotone icons. So I think they're like the component is pasting two icons in one, so at different opacity. For the regular ones, you just write. So if you want to like do like this chevron, it's automatically wow.
Oh, okay.
Circle ampersand. There we go.
Interesting. Good to know.
Yeah, there's two components. We have them in the UI library somewhere. So yeah, I just put them here. So if you're looking for them, this one is the regular one. This one is the duotone one. You can just use the regular one because it's easier.
Cool.
See this one with the ghost over here.
Nice. Man,
Yeah,
I'm amazed that Figma like integrates that well with Font Awesome. Like that's pretty handy.
yeah, yeah. It's really handy. I mean, helps a lot with the speed, and we have lots of icons. So
And I can stop dragging SVGs everywhere.
yeah. Well, that's a good way to do it as well. But this is quicker.
um, cool. Yeah. So it's um, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
include
yeah.
doesn't sound. Yeah,
Or I mean,
that's pretty
another
good.
option is like only show.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
very
That's
very
actually
literal.
good. Yeah,
And then
that's
maybe instead
actually
of
way better.
that, it could be like, um,
Show spoilers.
and if we wanted a fun thing to show, we could do. Let's see.
Ah, here we go.
Maybe not. It's pretty. I was like, oh, there's a monocle icon.
Yeah, I actually love that. So yeah, you can actually leave it.
Okay, do that
Yeah,
other like.
it's way better than filters. Yeah, that's a good idea. I really like that. I think UI should move in this direction. So
Very very literal.
yeah, yeah, I
Cool.
love this. I mean, it's like a very easy way to like sort through all of these,
Yeah,
and
and
it's gonna be interesting to just like scroll. Yeah.
yeah, and then on all these, let me like.
Oh yeah, it actually says what's going on here. I think this one. Okay. Yeah. No, it was actually in the back.
Yeah, yeah. I added back this like uh, tag that says what type of thing each one is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I was kind of like on the fence about that because like each one kind of looks a little bit different, like whether it's a link or a quote or um,
Yeah.
a discussion.
Well, that's not. I mean, I think it's good. I was gonna play around with like certain elements. So here you'd have the tags, and here you'd have like the type of post, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And it makes sense
Um,
from like a priority standpoint. Like the type of post is greater priority than the tag.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was playing around with where to actually like include uh the tags. Over here I just had them like, yeah, in the same place, but I might like do some, just see where else they could go. And yeah, actually let me put the go here as well. um I'm not sure whether like the timing. Oh, actually, yeah, it can appear here. Yeah, it's actually right where you put it, right? Yep.
I think so.
Yeah. And I'm still trying to figure out this area because I wanted to, yeah, do something like this. I think it could be nice. I was gonna like mock it up in the feed to see if it would look good next to the other posts, but yeah, I think we can do something similar
Yeah, and
to this, where you have the book like first, and then you have who's like doing the update.
yeah, and this one, just to make sure I'm communicating what I had in mind for it. The idea was like
Uh-huh.
someone posted a discussion in the Final Empire discussion board, and in their text for that discussion, they mentioned Cersei, and so it's showing up here
Mm-hmm.
as a mention. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's a discussion mention.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't actually quite catch that at first, but yeah, now it clicked. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one because we'll have lots of cross mentions, and that's like one of the good things that could happen, because you might have posts like this where you mention like 10 books.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So for each of those books on that row, it would show up kind of like this in those books um, discussion boards.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm guessing. I mean, um, maybe we'd want to like disable mentions, so that you would only see stuff about that's been posted, uh, like about that book, or would you see it like something that would be, like by default visible?
I think I think it could be default visible, but then in the algorithm for sorting by hot, we could like make a
Mm.
mention a lower priority than a post in this forum. So
Okay. Yeah.
so if it's like a
Great. Yeah.
really popular discussion in another book forum, that might move it up higher. But if it's like
Hmm.
a discussion in another forum that in another board that's not really liked or just replied to, then it would have like a lower priority than a post in this forum that doesn't have any priority.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Good thinking. Nice. Yeah. I mean, that solves it. Cool.
Yeah, these
Well, I
cards are
think,
looking great. Like,
yeah.
and one of the things, like I think two of the things that we've kind of like removed from here, and I think I'm okay removing them from here, is the idea of if if the person read the book or not that we're on,
Oh, yeah.
because we had that as an option before, but
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I feel like that's. I mean, it's so hard to know. Like, did they finish the book at the time they posted this? And even that, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it could be
Yeah.
like in the thread we show how far the reader was when they made the post or something, and we move it to the individual post page rather than the listing page, if we even show that
Yeah. I
at
wouldn't
all.
put it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd lean towards not showing that at all, actually. I mean, I think it's pretty like obvious from the discussion if like someone read it. Plus, you have the progress. So the progress kind of tells you that, you know, somebody finished that book or they didn't.
Oh,
And
yeah,
yeah.
actually, this one, that's a good question. If this is the point at the book that that this discussion is about, or is it about where the reader was at the time? Because I could see this being about like where the reader where their discussion is focused in the book. So, like for instance, if there's a quote,
Mhm.
this is the location of the quote in the book.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think it can be both. So we're not like taking it. So if someone does their updates, let's think that, you know, you're at page 123 in Cersei, and you want to post your updates for page 123 because that's where you are. It can default to that, but let's say you finish the book, but you wanna post something that has to do with page 200.
Mm,
Uh, you'd just be able to change that, and you would be able to post something about that point in the book, or choose the chapter. Would that make sense? So it could be like
yeah,
default over here when you post a new discussion. The default would be just for like uh, usability, or like ease of use. It could be like where you are in the book if you're tracking it on hardcover, um, and this could be page, minute, or percentage. Um, or if you'd want to post about something at a certain moment in the book, yeah, you would just like put uh, the page number or the percentage over here or the chapter.
Yeah,
or nothing at all. I mean, this could be like an option that's not even like it could be.
one I got
Uh,
one kind of neat thing
yeah.
in a interview I had where they said, "What if this whole section was instead of this, it was more like this, and it was like discussing up to page, and then it's like you select your page, and
Oh
then
yeah. Yeah, I like that.
and so it's less about like where they are in the book and more like that could still default to where they are, but
Hmm.
if they finish the book, then that thing is going to start at the very end because you're discussing the entire book. But if you're at page 124 and you start a new discussion, then you're only discussing up to the page that you're currently on.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I also like this choose chapter, but I'm guessing, we could.
We one thing we well, I was going to say we can make a on range sliders you can make like points where it snaps to them,
Oh yeah.
but there might be too many
Oh crap.
chapters in
Yeah.
some books. Like some books have 100 chapters.
Hmm. Well, yeah, but still, I think we could maybe, yeah, maybe that's like a more complex thing. We could do that later, I'm guessing, but we could even do like zoom in if they have like 100 chapters, and yeah, it could just snap because if we do this line, it's gonna be pretty. Uh, this would be like a number, so you could input like any page number in here, and it would move the slider, or you could actually like just do the slider. And yeah, I actually like that better. Just put this icon here.
And I can see this still showing up, or
Oh,
like
over there. Yeah.
or
Yeah, of course.
or set by chapter.
Yeah. I'm making it slightly bigger because the small one doesn't have a drop down.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and maybe well, put this higher up and then put the posts over here. More. Well, TBD. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if we move this icon before this?
Oh, in front. Yeah.
And then just to not this to no, not
Mm-hmm.
not sure on that, but
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
or the other
Yeah,
thing I was
that's
thinking
very
was
good. Hmm.
making that a badge instead of a number, but I think that's overkill.
Oh, yeah, it could be a batch. Well, let's see. Uh, accent. So it's. Oh, yeah, that's
That does
actually.
communicate the connection between those two because as you drag, it's going to be increasing the number.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's put this so that it's like up to here so it doesn't. So, yeah, that's going to increase the number.
Mm. Yeah, that's I think that's pretty neat. Like I think
Yeah.
I think this communicates what we're going for. I think the most important
Mm-hmm.
part is like where is this discussion up to, as opposed to where I am as a
Mm-hmm.
reader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good distinction actually. I think if we do it like over here, yeah, it makes more sense, up to the point, rather than, I'm here. It also allows people to do like an approximation, like if you maybe know you're halfway through, something happened halfway through the book you're reading. You might not know what page, but you might know, you know,
You might
the
know the shape of the graph.
rough. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm wondering over here if you're like listening to an audiobook or you just wanna um change this. Would it be better to show it as a percentage?
Yeah, that's a tricky one because it feels like we need to say
Yeah,
percentage, page number, and audiobook length. So it's like,
yeah. Page, page, and it depends on the edition. So that's like, because it can be, and it can be. Hmm? Would something like this make sense, or is it?
I might change this to um, like 4 hours.
Oh, oh yeah.
Oh, wait, I think I did. I
Oh
delete it.
no, I think I did.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
okay. No worries. Yeah, 4 hours 27 minutes. Yeah, it's like, hmm. Yeah, because we want. I'm just moving them to look at it in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, you would wanna like set the page number as a number, right? Or the time, like I'm exactly at 4 hours 27 minutes.
Mm,
Or
yeah. What if what if this were like um brainstorm brainstorming here?
yeah.
If this were like oh wait, I was gonna put it up here, but now that doesn't make as much sense as I thought it would.
No, that's actually good with. I put it in okay. Um that's not bad. Let me take this like uh so the question here would be would you want to see minutes if you're reading like a hardcover, or would you want to see like the page if you're reading an audiobook, or should we just like make it like something like this so it's drop down or like a toggle?
Hmm. So I'm thinking like if I were coming in to use this and I was reading the audiobook, as I was dragging this toggle, like this one, I would want
Mm-hmm.
this to update with my audiobook position. So like I would want this to say 4 hours 27 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
then
Maybe we'd have that as well. I'm just gonna put it as a,
yeah,
and
and
then you could select the format somewhere, and it could be like wait, let me fetch the formats that we have somewhere in the book button when you
oh
select
yeah.
your edition. So it's either an ebook, audiobook, or ebook. Uh, book or ebook would be the same thing. So it's either, oh, here we go. Hmm. And this would be
Uh,
like an audiobook in this case.
I I have an idea. Like, what if instead of
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what if instead of discussing up till, we say listening up till and reading up till? But that might be
Oh
overloading
yeah.
that. But
No, that's so. That's actually great. I didn't, Frank. I didn't like the word.
and if we wanted to, we could like put this here and then like the this part. Mm, yeah, we need to make it clear that like this is a button to toggle between listening and reading. It might be hard. Might be, what about what about yeah? What about this with like um? I was imagining like something like this around it, where it's like and as you click, yeah, like that, like a toggle with icons. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And what if we do make this like that, and that actually is also like a clickable button, even though it's a small one? Would that be a bad UI choice? Hmm. Oh, I wasn't even thinking that, but that looks cool too. In that case, I will move this down, and then it's like more space. Yeah, yeah, because it's like Yeah. Cool. Well, I think that's a good point for the day. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds good. Cool. Well, I think that's a good breaking point for the day. What do you think? Yeah, I think maybe Riverside. Yeah. Sounds good. Talk to you later. Bye.